Hey, it's Cliff, and it's been a minute since I actually made a video over on this channel, so I just wanted to come over here, pop in, make a video, and update you guys on where my thoughts are. So I've been spending a lot of time over on my other channel, which is at Cliff Live. If you want to come over there and maybe hang out, it's more live streaming. It's not video content like this. I do gaming over there, but mostly I'm doing politics right now. It's a channel that I've set up to help me decide on who I want to vote for. So I watch a lot of presidential speeches. I watch, a lot of different rallies and things like that to help me decide on who I am going to vote on in this election. So we go over there, we have a lot of good conversation. I try to keep all of the crazy comments, out of that channel. It's not something I actually want over there. If your idea is to just come over there and call a Republican a Nazi, or if you're gonna call a Democrat they're woke and all that kind of stuff, just don't come over there. So the point of that channel is to actually have a good conversation. Again, it's for us to decide on who we want to vote on in this election, who's actually going to help us, especially business owners like myself, or people that are trying to get into business, entrepreneurs, people who actually want to be self-made, people who are working in investments or cryptocurrencies like this channel. We're just trying to figure out who's going to be the best politician that's actually going to help us. Probably no one. These politicians don't actually love us, so they're probably going to be a lot of talk, but we got to vote because we're Americans, right? Anyway, so I mentioned this a couple of videos ago where I am trying really hard to create my own coffee company. I am someone who is a caffeine addict. I love coffee. It is a passion of mine, and I want to make a business. I want to have my own label. I think some of the best advice that I've heard when it comes to investing is that you should be investing in the things that you actually love. Are you going to use your own product? That's a good sign to know if this business is going to be successful. So I'm working very hard to set that up. I put the logo up here somewhere, right here. The name of the company is going to be Hardwired Horror. It's a horror themed coffee brand. So the concept of the business, I know a lot of you probably can relate to this. You work in an office setting or some kind of job that maybe you don't really like, but you need the capital to start your own business. And we're working long hours as entrepreneurs with a full-time job as well. So you kind of feel like a zombie, right? Until you get that first sip of caffeine and you will waken up from your zombie-like state to actually tackle the long day that's ahead of you, which is going to be your full-time job, and then going home and working on your side business to hopefully be a successful business owner in the future. So I'm going through the process of setting up a business. This is really my first business, so it's a big learning experience. I'm setting up the LLC. I'm trying to get that filed with the state, different business aspects of that as well. And when it came to actually sourcing coffee is where I hit my first sticking point. Now, originally I was going to work with a roaster. I figured that would have been probably the easiest way for me to get this off the ground. You have somebody that's established in coffee, they're roasting already. You can kind of partner with them and build your own coffee brand based off of that. Now, quickly what I realized, and I've been like this my entire life, is I am not a person that can actually do partnerships. I hate working with other people. That's honestly one of the reasons why I want to have my own business and be an entrepreneur, because I am just not set up to work with other people. And it's happened like this my entire life. I'm sure a lot of you maybe were in high school or college, you had to work on these group projects and you'd get stuck with these losers who would delay to the last minute, or they didn't have any ideas. You find out you're working the project for them practically because they're not helpful at all, or they just can't get motivated, and it's just so frustrating. Not only that, when you're bringing in a partnership, it kind of stifles your own creativity, because now you have a second vote or third or fourth vote that could completely override your ideas and stop your vision of what happens in that project or a company in the future. I don't like that. I've never been able to really work with people very well. I can think when I was a lot younger and I lived in Hollywood, I would be in bands. I wanted to be a musician before I realized that life is very, very hard. And I would be in these bands with people who just couldn't get the business aspect together of actually wanting to be in a band and be successful. Being a musician is really hard because you're dealing with people that are really just there to party or do drugs. They have no talent for creating the pieces. I found myself either forcing these people to actually get up off their ass, to actually perform, to do something, to write music. I would find myself in positions where I'm writing all the music, I'm trying to find the gigs to push us out there, I'm looking at the business structure, and these people are just kind of dead weight. But when you're in a band, you need a bass player. You need somebody who's actually on the drums, so it's very hard to be a successful musician just by yourself. Now, things have changed in music, since I was actually doing that. Things are a little bit different now. You can produce online and kind of get your name out. But back then, you pretty much, your whole goal was to be in a band and find a record label to actually sign you and give you some money, help you with touring and things like that. And it's hard to find good people. It's really hard to find good people. So I was kind of reminded of that as I was creating this coffee business, and I'm working with these roasters and I'm finding the spins that they want to put on your business, the intrusive kind of questions that they kind of ask. And I don't want anybody to put a spin on my own coffee brand. So I quickly realized that I'm not going to be able to do a partnership. It's not going to work. And to be honest, why would you want to have somebody who's not really that much of a benefit to you cut into your profit margins at all? What if you find yourself in a situation where maybe that partnership, the coffee quality wasn't actually that good either? I'm going to be incredibly frustrated. Just like being in a band where you're partnered with some loser who's sitting on the couch smoking weed and doesn't want to get off his ass and go gig that night. With a partnership, when it comes to coffee roasting, I don't really want that, to be honest. It's very frustrating, the ideas that they're trying to bring, and there's less control over it. I want my business to be mine. So I'm changing my goals with that. I'm actually going to roast the coffee myself. I just need to be a one-man band and get this coffee company off the ground myself. I've done coffee roasting in the past. It's really not that hard, but I really want to focus in and make the perfect blend. And I know only I am actually going to put that kind of effort in, the long hours. Only I'm going to do that. I have some kind of weirdness within me that when I'm focused on something, I get tunnel vision. I'm hyper focused. And when that is my goal, I know that I will spend 24 hours just trying to work on that. And I can't expect that from somebody else. So it's better for me to just do everything myself. So to wrap this up, I really just want to hear from people in the comments. Do you feel the same? Or am I a total asshole that can't work with people? That seems like more of a me issue. I just can't do it. I'm an introvert already, so that complicates the situation even more. Obviously, I'm going to spend a lot more time now getting a roaster and everything, and getting a steady supply of green beans and things that I'm gonna actually need for making the coffee. It's gonna take time, and perfecting the formula, that's gonna take more time, and it's gonna be more expensive, but in the long run, you're gonna make more profit from a successful business. So let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.